There is an app on some LG TVs that turns your television into a personal Netflix for videos you already own. Free. No subscription. And LG never mentioned it. On Android TVs, there is an entire category of apps your TV can already run that never appear in the Play Store at all. Full browsers, emulators, tools the default store does not carry. And on Samsung, the most popular smart TV brand in the world, there is a mode buried so deep that the people who find it almost always misunderstand what it actually does. 3 platforms, 3 completely different hidden layers, almost none of it mentioned in any setup guide you have ever read. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what your TV is capable of, and why the official App Store is only part of the picture. Press the home button on your TV right now. Netflix, Prime, Disney+, YouTube, a few services you probably never open. You pick, you install, done. That looks like the full list. It is not. Every major TV manufacturer also built a second software layer underneath the one you already use. Not illegal, not hidden in any sinister sense. Simply never mentioned because it was never intended for the people who ended up finding it. It has been there since the day you plug the TV in. What that layer contains is completely different depending on which TV you own, and the gap between platforms is much larger than anyone expects. Samsung is the place to start because it is also the place where most people's expectations get corrected fast. Samsung is the most common smart TV brand in the world. So when people go looking for a second software layer, they usually start here. What they find surprises them, just not in the way they hoped. Samsung TVs do not run Android. They run Tizen, a completely separate operating system Samsung built and controls entirely. That single fact makes every Android app on your phone incompatible with your Samsung TV. Full browsers, media tools, anything built for Android are unavailable through any legitimate route. What Samsung does have is developer mode. It is a real feature, documented on their website, and it sounds exactly like what people are searching for. Here is what it actually is. Developer mode exists for engineers building Tizen apps, not consumers. It installs Tizen format packages only, a completely different file type that almost no one outside Samsung's developer ecosystem creates. The practical result is a small pool of software, no hidden consumer app store, and a genuinely limited scope. On 2024 and later models, the activation sequence lives inside the app's menu, tucked under its settings, and it requires a 5-digit code most owners will never stumble across by accident. Samsung gives developers a doorway. LG gives ordinary users one. LG did something Samsung did not. They made their developer layer so easy to access that it barely qualifies as hidden. LG TVs run WebOS. Sitting inside the LG Content Store, the same place you install everything else, is a free application called Developer Mode. Anyone can find it, anyone can install it. You do need a free LG developer account to activate it, but no technical knowledge is required to reach it. Once running, it allows WebOS apps to be installed directly from a computer on the same home network. The question that actually matters: what exists on the other side? This is where Jellyfin comes in. Jellyfin is a free, open-source media server. Video files on a hard drive at home, recordings, family footage, anything you own locally. Jellyfin organizes and streams all of it through your TV. No subscription, no monthly fee. It works exactly like Netflix, except every title belongs to you. For years, Jellyfin was not in the LG Content Store. Developer mode was the only route. LG has since added it for newer models, but that story is the template. Legitimate apps that existed in the world but had not yet made it through a formal review process. or chose a direct route to the people who wanted them. 2 things worth knowing before you go looking. Sessions expire after approximately 1,000 hours, after which the app simply needs to be reopened and renewed, and this is published on LG's own developer website, not a jailbreak, a feature LG built, maintains, and supports. LG opens the door wider than Samsung, but there is still a ceiling. An Android TV does not just raise it, it removes it entirely. Android TV and Google TV are a different category, not because they have a hidden layer. On these platforms, the second software layer is not hidden at all. It is a documented feature, confirmed by Google, built into the operating system by design. Android TV and Google TV run on Android, the same operating system as your phone. Android has always allowed apps to be installed from outside the official store. Google calls that sideloading. It is not a workaround, it is a capability they built and documented. The Play Store on Android TV is curated for television interfaces. Apps that run perfectly on Android but have not been optimized for large screens simply do not appear there. Sideloading installs them anyway. One important update to know came before the apps themselves. In late 2025, Google introduced new registration requirements for sideloaded apps. The capability is not going away, Google confirmed, but the process has changed. Anyone researching this today should look for documentation dated 2025 or later. The unlock itself is almost comically simple. A hidden developer menu activates after repeatedly selecting the system, build number buried deep in the About section. It is the same trick used on Android phones. Now what you can actually do with that. Kodi. Free, open source, with over 2 decades of development. It organizes local media, connects to network sources, and runs legitimate add-ons. It is actually in the Google Play Store for Android TV, so no sideloading is required. Kodi illustrates the category. Software far more capable than anything in a standard TV storefront, available for free. Full Android browsers, not the stripped-down TV browser that fails on half the sites you visit. A real browser, the same experience as a laptop, on a screen probably larger than your monitor. Accessibility software, screen magnification, text-to-speech, and alternative input methods. An entire category that exists on Android but has never been submitted to the TV-specific Play Store. Emulators. The software itself is legal. What you run on them depends on what you own. Now the capability most people never look for, and the one that changes how you see everything else in this video. Network monitoring tools. Applications that show in real time exactly what a television is connecting to, what data it is sending, and which external servers it is communicating with while you watch. Not consumer-facing and not pretty. But for anyone who wants to know what their television is actually doing in the background right now, this category answers that question in a way no settings menu ever will. 3 platforms. 3 genuinely different answers. Samsung limits it. LG exposes it. Android TV embraces it. What is worth installing depends on what you need. Local media, Jellyfin, Plex, Kodi. On Android TV, they are in the Play Store. On LG, they are increasingly in the official store. On Samsung, options are narrow. Privacy tools and network monitors are almost exclusively available through this layer, not the default storefront. If the previous video on what your smart TV already tracks surprised you, this is where the response options live. Accessibility tools that never made it to the TV store. Legal emulators with content you own. Now the warning most guides get wrong, and then something even stranger. Everyone mentions malware. Almost no one explains why a TV is more dangerous than a phone. Your TV has stored the login credentials for every streaming service your household uses. It may have a microphone, On some models, a camera. It is connected to your home network and can see every other device on it. On a phone, a bad app damages one device. On a TV, the attack surface is every account you hold, every device on your network, and potentially a microphone in your living room. Source matters more here than anywhere else. APK mirror for Android apps. Direct from the developer's official site. Open source apps with public repositories. If the source is unclear, the download is not worth the risk. But here is the part that is even stranger than anything installed from outside. Every smart TV platform keeps a running record of exactly what is installed on it, buried inside the apps section of the settings menu, usually labeled something like Application Manager. That list almost never matches what an owner expects. System components, manufacturer services, and in many cases, third-party software that arrived on the TV before it ever left the factory, apps nobody installed, nobody agreed to, and that have never appeared in any setup screen. The second software layer is not only something you can add to, it was already being added to before the TV left the factory. Some of what is running on a screen right now was never chosen by the person watching it. And once someone actually looks at that list, the comparisons start almost immediately, because based on the previous video, the answers tend to surprise more people than they expect. If you want to know what those pre-installed processes are actually doing, the tracking systems, the advertising layer, the voice feature that stores your commands, that is the previous video. It is linked on screen now.